David, do you view this as a fight for the legit cruiserweight title, or is Jai Opetaia?
Undisputed, so it is what it is. I'm ready when they are.
Yep, I agree.
And I like the fight with Jai. I think the Jai Opetaia fight at cruiserweight is the fight for me. That's the fight that I want to see. Jai has been the man at that weight class for a very long time. Now you got a new player in the division with a hot name and whose stock and whose star power is only rising. That's the fight I believe that needs to be.
David Benavidez has agreed to face Jai Opetaia as excitement builds around a huge showdown between two elite fighters competing for dominance in their division.
Be a great fight to make in the future, and I mean, I respect Jai Opetaia a lot. He's a great fighter, and I think he has to come back over here to make these.
Furthermore, Opetaia also views a potential matchup with David Benavidez as the most straightforward fight if both become champions in the same division, arguing that facing top title holders is the real way to establish dominance in the weight class.
Of course, let's do it. You know what I mean? I'm pumped for that. Respectfully, I'd love to fight Benavidez. He's a great fighter. He's got a great following.
Another perspective. Max Kellerman stated that David Benavidez has yet to secure a defining title fight against top champions like Canelo Alvarez, Dmitry Bivol, or Artur Beterbiev, while describing Jai Opetaia as an active champion consistently taking on elite-level challengers.
It is, especially him being in cruiserweight, and to me it just makes sense. Like, if he's fighting for a world title in my division, why don't people want to see who the best is in the division? Like, it does not make sense to me if we don't fight, you know what I mean? Like, he's coming up fighting for a undisputed, like a unification fight, and he's going to be holding the WBO and WBA. It just doesn't make sense to me that.
Meanwhile, Opetaia acknowledged that David Benavidez is a skilled boxer but questioned how much could be taken from his previous opposition. He described Jai Opetaia as a completely different level of challenge and suggested the matchup would reveal how Benavidez handles that step up.
The way I figure things, has never actually been the champion of a division. Not his fault. Canelo never gave him a shot. So far, neither Bivol gave him a shot, nor Beterbiev, when he was a champ, gave him a shot. Opetaia is a champion who is sitting there going, I want to fight you, right? Look, the fact that no one's fought Benavidez, you understand. And I know he just beat Zurdo Ramirez and there were belts on the line. The actual champion of the division.
At the same time, Jose Benavidez Sr. acknowledged the talent of Jai Opetaia, but suggested that he is still developing against elite-level opposition and may need more experience at the highest stage. He also indicated confidence that his team would be willing to take the fight without hesitation, seeing it as a competitive but achievable challenge.
Boxes quite well, but you can't really sort of judge on had in the past, and they haven't been too much, so Jai's a completely different beast, so what he can do to them is completely different from what he can do to Jai, so we'll see what happens.
On the other hand, Ron Ellis suggested that a matchup involving David Benavidez would be much tougher against an opponent of similar size, noting that Benavidez would need to rely more on his technical boxing rather than just pressure. He implied the fight would test whether Benavidez can adjust when he can't simply walk opponents down.
I met him at a fight. I want to give a big shout out to Opetaia. I think he's a great fighter. He's doing well, but I think he still needs the experience, His last fight, I think he held back. He looked a little bit tired. He was struggling in there. He did win the fight to me. And, he did win pretty much all the rounds. But, I just think that he needs a little bit more experience. We'll fight him tomorrow.
Further described the potential fight between Jai Opetaia and David Benavidez as a high-level matchup that should happen before any move to heavyweight. He added that Opetaia has a real chance to win, emphasizing that the result would come down to who performs better on fight night.
Picking on some of the young sides. We're gonna start with that. That's first of all. Y'all the same size, so now it's like I don't think you can stand there. Yeah, I don't think that's Russian roulette. When you see me on the road, you know, I'm a little more. I'm a swinger. He just. But you know, when it's the same size, you know, Benavidez gonna have to show his real boxing skills. Because
On the other hand, Tim Bradley predicted that David Benavidez would defeat Opetaia, arguing that Benavidez's pressure style could pull Opetaia into a physical fight. He suggested that Benavidez's intensity and ability to test an opponent's endurance could wear Opetaia down over time, especially if the fight becomes a close-range battle.
That would be a great fight. I think before he would go to heavyweight, I think that would be the fight that needs to be made. I think Jai has a good chance too of possibly winning. You know, like really? I said, yeah, I think it just comes down to who shows up.
Meanwhile, Sergio Mora explained that while he previously favored David Benavidez in major matchups, he views Jai Opetaia as a very dangerous challenge. Mora pointed to Opetaia's heavier one-punch power, southpaw stance, footwork, and aggressive mentality, suggesting a fight between them would be extremely physical and violent.
Beat Jai Opetaia. Hell yeah, he beat Opetaia. Oh, I'ma double down. He gonna beat Opetaia. I double down on that one. He gonna beat Opetaia. See, Opetaia got good feet. Yeah, he can box, but he can be drugged into a fight. And if you know anything about David Benavidez, just like he did with Ramirez, he's the one of those guys that's gonna test your heart. He gonna test what you have in here. And once he go to Jai and he tests what he has in here, Jai gonna lose his. Jai ain't gonna be boxing and moving around. Jai gonna be looking to fight. Jai gonna get tired too. Yeah, because Jai, if you look at the history of Jai Opetaia, he get tired. Yes, he get.
At the same time, David Benavidez has shown interest in a possible clash with Dmitry Bivol, viewing it as a significant opportunity to win major titles and strengthen his standing across different divisions.
Zurdo, I made Benavidez a favorite against Canelo. I know what I'm watching. Opetaia is stronger. Pound for pound in punching, Opetaia punches a lot harder with one single shot than Benavidez. He's a harder, heavy-handed puncher. He's a southpaw. He has better feet than Benavidez. He's just as mean as Benavidez. That would be violent, man. That fight would be.
Additionally, Benavidez has shown he is willing to fight across divisions from light heavyweight up to cruiserweight if the fights are meaningful. He added that his focus is on facing the best competition rather than staying in one weight class.
He's the only fight I really want, like that I truly want, because he has all the belts. You know what I mean? After I beat Bivol, I'm gonna have, right now I have 8 titles. You know, 3 of them are interim, 3 of them are world championships at super middleweight, light heavyweight. Now I got 2 of them at cruiserweight. I really want those belts. You know, I want those accolades. So that's the only.
However, Dmitry Bivol acknowledged the ambition shown by David Benavidez, noting that top fighters are expected to chase major titles and stay active against elite opposition. He added that this kind of mindset is what naturally elevates big fights and gives them real significance.
% already, you know, wherever it is, it's 200, 175, wherever. I mean, I'm just here to test myself at the end of the day and test.
Building on that, Jose Benavidez Sr. outlined a path for David Benavidez focused on immediate elite-level competition, favoring major challenges over gradual step-up fights. He emphasized targeting marquee opponents across multiple divisions, prioritizing career-defining matchups at light heavyweight and cruiserweight to fast-track his legacy at the top of the sport.
And I want his belt, and I want to defend my belt, and I want to be.
In contrast, Eddie Hearn recognized the strengths of David Benavidez, but questioned whether his approach would be as effective at light heavyweight. He suggested that Benavidez appears most dominant at super middleweight, where his physicality and relentless pressure are harder to neutralize, while noting that a move up to face Dmitry Bivol would present a significantly tougher challenge.
Best. I would love to fight Bivol because he beat Canelo. He beat Fruto Ramirez. So if we can beat the one that beat the one, you know, those are the fights that we want to look for. We don't want no tune-ups, you know, and you seen David never wants tune-ups. He wants to fight the best. So we're going to fight the best at cruiserweight or...
On top of that, Stephen Edwards gave credit to Dmitry Bivol for his technical ability, movement, and ring discipline, while also pointing out the challenge posed by David Benavidez. He suggested that Benavidez's relentless output and pressure could force Bivol into uncomfortable exchanges and sustained defensive work, which might become increasingly difficult to manage as the fight progresses.
How good? You know, Godzic is decent. You know, he's strong, old. I don't think Benavidez is a 175 fighter. I don't think he beats Beterbiev. I don't think he beats Bivol. But I think he's very hard to beat at 168. I think that's...
On the other hand, Floyd Schofield Jr. stated that David Benavidez is operating at a very high level and could be above fighters like Artur Beterbiev in overall ability. He added that a potential fight with Dmitry Bivol would still be extremely competitive, describing it as a true 50-50th matchup because of Bivol's skill, movement, and power.
Bigger variety of punches. So that's a lot to just deal with, knowing that, you know what I mean, if he hits you clean, he could you know, do some kind of damage to you. And he's gonna hit Benavidez because Benavidez is gonna step to him. That's how Benavidez fights. So I think that's I don't know if I would pick Benavidez if this was 5 years ago. You know what I mean? But it's not. The man is 41 and 41 is 41. So I pick Benavidez to beat him. I think Benavidez gets...
In contrast, Chris Mannix gave credit to Dmitry Bivol as a top pound-for-pound fighter, but argued that David Benavidez has also earned that status following his performance against Gilberto Ramirez. He added that based on current form, he would slightly favor Benavidez in a potential matchup, describing him as a dangerous force across multiple divisions.
Fight with Beterbiev, and I think David Benavidez. Yeah, I think David Benavidez is levels above Beterbiev, so I think it would be a much harder fight for Bivol. But then again, I mean, boxing is 50-50, so that's definitely a 50-50 fight. Because, I mean, Bivol has power, he can box, and he has foot movement, you know, that Soviet style. But, yeah, I mean, David is David, so that's just...
#1 target on his list. Is that the right decision for him, do you think, to go back down to 175 and to challenge Dmitry Bivol?
100%, because one, they've sparred before, so they know what to expect. That's one. Two, imagine him fighting in September in the same venue in Las Vegas with all the Mexicans watching again and beating a guy that beat down your superstar, a guy that beat Bivol. I'm talking about Bivol beat Canelo and you beating Bivol on that special date. That's how you take over the crown at 29 years old and become the next star for the next couple of years. Bivol's the way, because he's not a big puncher. He's footwork, and you need to know how to close down that distance and footwork. Benavidez has that. Speed beats the timing of Bivol with that jab. Speed's going to intercept that. And then ultimately the power. The power's going to be on Benavidez's side. Bivol's never been a puncher. He's strong, but he's not a puncher. So everything's for Benavidez. I would see him being the major
5 pound-for-pound guy. That said, based on that performance against Zurdo, I'd have to make the case that Benavidez is a top 5 pound-for-pound guy right now. And I would probably make Benavidez a slight favorite at the moment against Dmitry Bivol, because we know what Benavidez is right now. Like, Benavidez is a monster.